today, and he's here with us. The last 7 years he opens up this forum, and he is the chairman of this business forum that we're building. And I want to thank him for accepting that. It's a big responsibility, but he accepted it for one reason: to unite Phil-Hellenes and Hellenes, Americans and Hellenes, under one umbrella, this umbrella, to give a good perspective to these seminars that we're starting in the morning. So this way they can be educational arena, they can be informative, they can be used as a networking tool for all of us. Without any further ado, I want to introduce the Honorable melisaratos.
Let me start with a little rebuttal here of what Paul said. I wish I were the #2 guy at Hopkins University, because I'm called senior advisor to the president. Doesn't really give you the rank of #2. We have 47,000 employees, about 5 Nobel Prize winners, and about 20,000 of the best researchers in the world, so I can't be ranked #2. You know, I guess that's probably sufficient. And yes, I've spoken for this symposium 7 times. And it's gotten much better since the beginning, the early days. And today we have more serious topics to talk about. I was delighted that through the auspices of the HERMES EXPO and the goodwill of Dr. Tzatzekos and the HERMES EXPO youth movement, they were able to pull together this fantastic academic panel on the Eurozone issues and on the impact on tourism, both at home and abroad in Greece. And I thought that if Dr. Tzatzekos had been here, he could have given us a much more succinct summary of what that discussion was. So I want to give you my kind of layman's perspective of the way I see it. We've talked many times in the past here about Greece's strengths. This is supposed to be a trade expo. And the issue is, what does Greece have to trade? We have a lot of phenomenal boutique architectural products, but in this global economy, those products are infinitesimal in value. That is, that the scale isn't sufficient to make a huge impact on global commerce. We've said that our strength is primarily the minds of our people. And the other major strength that we have is the beauty of our land. Given that the minds of our people, most of the ones that want to really exercise the power of that mind, are operating outside of Greece, unfortunately. They're all here, they're all over the world. I've said that you look at every great American university, and some of the top researchers and scientists and professors in every field happen to have been educated in Greece, have finished their studies here, and are studying here to continue their analysis of what makes this planet tick. So our brains are exported largely. The other strength that we accept that we have is ship ownership. I don't know what the statistic is, but we probably control the bulk of the world's merchant fleet. Unfortunately, it is flagged in every other country but Greece. Think about that. You know, countries you never heard of, but we have 20 or 30 Greek tankers flagged there, maybe for tax avoidance purposes, for whatever reason. Given that Greece is in trouble, and you get to the economics of why we're in trouble. We're not generating enough productivity for citizens. We're not generating enough GNP, gross national product. The productivity of a Greek citizen, I calculated 3 or 4 years ago when I was Secretary for Business and Economic Development for Maryland, that the productivity of a Greek citizen at that time was 1/4 that of every Maryland citizen. Not a good position, and I didn't really consider Maryland the ultimate of a productive workforce. But Greece needs, from every one of its people, to produce more. And we've read the criticisms. You know, people retire early, they're on the public dole, all kind of issues. That is placed in the position of being the first of the expected problems of the PIGS countries, Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, and Spain, who have incredible balance of payments problems, incredible GNP issues, incredible debt issues. Think what if Greece were able to create some kind of a tax subsidy program, assuming they were able to get their population to pay taxes as required, as most people around the world do. But if we gave a tax subsidy to every Greek ship owner to bring their ships back under Greek flag, that could quickly fix that debt problem, I think, because global trade is relatively healthy. Even in poor global economies, trade is healthy. Energy is an issue that has to be, the foundations of energy need to be moved around, and Greek ships take care of most of that. But that is a huge, huge opportunity. But that is the topic that wasn't supposed to be covered today, the whole economic issue, how it's fixed. The bottom line is, and I think all of us are concerned, that our fellow Greeks in Greece are going through a very trying period of huge unemployment, of huge unrest against whatever fix any government puts in place, because you've got to bring your finances in shape. And the only good that's coming out of the Greek crisis, folks, is that it is potentially giving America a lesson. Let's not do what they did. Learn from the fact that you cannot have your debt exceed your GNP for too many years. You've got to be able to figure a way that you can see those curves closing in on each other and achieve a balance of payments, achieve a balance of what you spend and what you take in. The beauty of our land drives the industry of tourism. We have a Greek tourism expert, and he'll give us, I'm sure, a lot of the statistics. But located where we are, not only Europe, but the entire world wants to go there. The Greek islands are gems of this planet. And if we show on the CNNs of the world and every world news that there's unrest in Greece, that you can't get around, that everybody's on strike, that buildings are burned daily, it may be a minority that causes that, but it causes a perspective that people are afraid to go. That is the key way that we can really turn around the economy. Tourism is probably the #1 earnings industry that gets reported within the country of Greece. The ship owners report their earnings someplace else. So we must do whatever it takes to create an atmosphere that Greece is safe to visit, that Greece is cost effective to be a tourist in, and we need to do whatever it takes to enhance the tourists that go to Greece, because tourism is a very viable industry. Given that Greece, much like the rest of the developed world, doesn't have much of a manufacturing industry, and the US doesn't have much of a manufacturing industry left, but that's a whole other issue. Tourism and hospitality becomes one of the few entry-level job creators that can exist in an economy. And therefore, tourism is important to the continuation of a successful economy. My guess is that at this point, there's a huge disruption in the Greek tourism flow. The beauty's still there. The seashores, the beaches, the mountains, the rocks, the olive trees, the vineyards, they're there for the world to enjoy. But the world's afraid to go because they see the strikes and the fire bombings and the broken windows in downtown Athens. That must be fixed. Tourism is becoming a huge industry in America as well, because we don't have the manufacturing base. So because I think tourism and hospitality have taken on the entry level, the job opportunity for the entry level blue collar folks that used to enter, work in the steel mills or the coal mines, now they have to go to hospitality and tourism and distribution. Because most of the consumer goods are made all over the world. They're made in the Pacific Rim, they're made in China. And the knowledge economies of the developed world want the best of those produced goods, and the distribution of those goods in every country creates lots of entry-level jobs. So for the sake of the entry-level worker, the run-of-the-mill person on the street, that is the job creator. And that can be a cash generator for the country. And somehow we need to find a way for our leadership to pull the nation together and to find some tax incentives to repatriate some of the dollars that green ship owners generate all over the world, and to find a way to balance the debt issues and to live within their means. Much easier for me to say than for the country to do, obviously, but that's the way I see it. It's a view formed not with a barrier of a lot of data in front, but it's a gut feel, and I have a substantial gut, as you all can see, so that tends to bring accuracy to the statistic or to the statement. But it's something for all of us to think about. And as Paul said, this expo is an opportunity for us to question each other, to exchange ideas, to go solve them in the side sessions that will take place after we go back to the expo itself. So that is my brief intro here. Tourism is a very, very important contributor to the Greek economy. It has been, it always must be, because nothing compares to the physical beauty of our land. Nothing compares to the history that walking through those mountains and seashores brings to mind. It brings to mind the knowledge and the foundation of all of Western civilization. And to be able to go to the birthplace of Western civilization and retrace those steps and to participate is an opportunity that everybody in Northern Europe and Central Europe and all over the world needs to partake. So we need to do whatever it takes to make sure that Greece is open for tourism, it's open for business, is friendly to visitors, and that will welcome the visitors and get the rioters out of the way. So that concludes my comments this morning. I'll take some questions from you.